Have you ever thought of someone, and then they called you moments later? Felt something was wrong, before the news arrived? Heard a sentence in your mind, that you didn't create, but somehow knew was true? We rarely talk about these moments, because they don't fit into logic. Because they're hard to explain. And yet, they keep happening. You might call it intuition, a download, a gut feeling, but what if it's something more? What if your awareness isn't just thinking, it's perceiving? What if the mind isn't a machine, but an antenna? In this video, we're going beyond theory, into the real, lived experience of energetic awareness, where information doesn't travel through words, but through presence, where thought isn't constructed, but received. This isn't about magic, it's about remembering how to listen to what's already reaching you. And if something in you feels drawn to this, it's not by chance. It's contact, and it's time to notice it. Let that sink in for a moment. Not everything needs to be explained. Some truths are meant to be felt. If you're still with us, you're exactly where you need to be. Keep going. Not all information comes through the eyes or ears. Some of it is felt, quietly, clearly, and suddenly. It doesn't arrive with logic, it lands with certainty. You might not even be thinking about someone when suddenly their name rises in your mind, and then they message you. Or you're walking into a room, and before anyone speaks, you sense something is off. This is what many traditions call energetic perception. It's the awareness of subtle signals, ones that don't need language. This perception isn't mysterious. In fact, it's deeply natural, but it's quiet. It doesn't push for attention. It waits for stillness. You may not even notice it until it becomes undeniable, like knowing something before it happens or sensing a truth you can't explain. Ancient teachings have long understood this. In Vedanta, awareness is not inside the mind, it is the field in which the mind exists. In Taoism, understanding comes not from effort but from alignment. And in Sufism, they say the heart, when polished, reflects truth instantly. These aren't stories of superpowers. They're accounts of human perception functioning as it was meant to, refined, receptive, and real. While science hasn't fully caught up, some of its findings surprisingly align with ancient wisdom. Mirror neurons allow us to instantly feel what others feel just by observing them. Predictive processing theories suggest that your brain doesn't react, it predicts, using patterns too fast for conscious thought. That gut feeling, it's likely a deep recognition your conscious mind hasn't caught up to yet. Some researchers go further. Theories like morphic resonance propose that minds are connected through invisible fields, meaning knowledge isn't only personal, but shared. These ideas echo the oldest teachings across the world, that thought, intuition, and insight don't always come from within, but through us, like signals tuning through a radio. And when the surface noise in your mind fades, you begin to hear those signals more clearly. Intuition sharpens. Downloads arrive in clusters, symbols, meanings, feelings, landing fully formed. Telepathic impressions feel like whispers from someone far away, but with weight and clarity. This isn't fantasy, it's the other side of attention. If what you just heard felt familiar, that's not a coincidence. Stay open. There's more ahead, and it's not just information, it's recognition. So how do you become more attuned to this subtle awareness? You don't chase it, you clear space for it. Stillness is not empty, it's a receiver. When the mind stops spinning, it begins listening. The more mental noise you remove, distraction, doubt, emotional clutter, the more space you give for real perception to rise. Start noticing, did that thought come from you? Or did it arrive with a clarity that feels different? Is the emotion you're feeling yours? Or are you sensing someone else's presence? With practice, you'll begin to tell the difference. Many spiritual paths teach this refinement. In Sufism, it's said the heart must be polished until it reflects without distortion. In Taoism, striving less leads to deeper clarity. Even neuroscience shows that in moments of deep presence, like meditation, brain activity quiets, and a different kind of awareness comes online. You already know how this feels. Calm, still, unmistakable, not urgent, not emotional, just clear. Real insight doesn't argue, it lands, and it changes something. What you're sensing right now, that quiet resonance, that's not from the words. It's from something deeper you already know. Breathe, we're just getting started. This isn't just your story. Something larger is happening. Around the world, more people are tuning in. More people are feeling connected before they understand why. The timing of thoughts, the alignment of events, the growing pull towards silence, it's all part of a shift in how human consciousness operates. Global disruptions have pushed people inward. Practices once fringe, meditation, breathwork, plant medicine, are now mainstream. As the outer world becomes chaotic, the inner world becomes a sanctuary. And in that sanctuary, something ancient reawakens. We're not evolving new senses, we're remembering them. The difference now, fewer things are blocking the signal. For the first time, many are beginning to trust what they feel before they can explain it. There's a reason these moments feel familiar even when they seem unexplainable. They carry the texture of something ancient, not new, but remembered, a kind of perception we once trusted without question. Before language, before analysis, a knowing that didn't need to be proven, because it simply was. You've felt it, the thought that arrives seconds before someone speaks it, the sudden stillness in your chest before unexpected news, the clarity in a dream that lingers long after you wake up, the sentence that appears in your mind, not as your own, but as a message, meant for this exact moment. These are not accidents, they are signals, but most of us were taught to ignore them. We were trained to trust only what can be measured, categorized, explained, and in doing so, we turned down the volume of our deepest sense, attention without thought. But that sense, it never left. And now, something is shifting. The world is loud, fast, overwhelming, but under the noise, the stillness is calling you back, calling you to remember how to hear what cannot be said, how to feel what cannot be touched, how to trust what cannot yet be proven. Because the truth is, you've always been more than a brain behind a screen. You are not just a body navigating space. You are awareness, aware of itself, capable of perceiving what lies beneath appearances. That's the real message of all these intuitive glimpses. They don't exist to impress you. They exist to remind you of who you are and what you're connected to. And the more you listen, the more they come. Not louder, just clearer. You're not just sensing these shifts, you're responding to them. That quiet recognition, the moment you paused this video because something hit different, that wasn't a glitch. That was your attention moving beyond habit, towards something deeper. And now you face a choice, not a dramatic one, but a subtle, sacred one. Will you keep brushing off those inner whispers as coincidence? Or will you start treating them as real, as intelligence, as connection? Because you're not broken, you're not imagining things. You're simply remembering a way of knowing that doesn't shout. It arrives. And it's been trying to reach you this whole time. So what now? You listen. You pay attention, not to the noise, but to the signal beneath it. You slow down when the world speeds up. You trust the feeling that doesn't come with facts but still feels true. You stop needing to explain everything, and begin experiencing more. This isn't about abandoning logic. It's about recognizing that logic is just one language. And the universe, your own consciousness, speaks many. This is your invitation to trust your awareness. To let it guide you. To let it grow. If a part of you felt seen in this video, that part is real. It's not weak. It's wise. And it's waiting for more space in your life. So breathe. Notice. Stay curious. And if your intuition is whispering, subscribe. Stay connected. Go deeper. Maybe it's not just content you're drawn to. Maybe it's contact. You're not alone. And you're not imagining it. Welcome back to what you've always known. Welcome to Beyond the Visible. If this resonated, you're not alone. Subscribe for more journeys beyond thought into truth. Comment below, have you ever felt something before it happened? Let's explore what's waking up inside you, together.